What's going on, everybody? Back here with a podcast. It's been a couple weeks. Santiago Show is back. It's just me and my guy Spalding finest, Doug Wallace, in here today. So, Doug, what's up?
What's going on, fellas? Hi, Tyler.
Doug, you're usually used to being behind the camera, not in front of it, right?
That is true at Fox. Yes, that's indeed.
What exactly do you do at Fox?
I do everything technical, mostly
Nerd.
camera, teleprompter, control room stuff. I've been there for almost 16 years, so I hope
That's
you
crazy.
guys are watching or consider this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm technical. I'm not, production. I don't have to worry about the politics.
Nice.
So, yeah.
There you go. So you've been doing that like 16 years. How long you been collecting cards?
Got back into the hobby 2015-ish. Out of fantasy sports. That's basically where the collection grew from. I was used to, main passion was basketball, so I was in a basketball league for probably since my early college days, and had so much fun drafting guys, following guys. I was like, you know what? When I was back in the 90s, when I was in high school and college, collecting cards, it kind of just lit the fuel for me to get back into it. So,
And now you do...
the guys that I I go into fantasy basketball, researching players. You spend hours doing it. Some people are really hardcore about it now. So it's like, all right, you like this guy, you like this player. In case your team is, one of you guys gets injured, you have other guys that you like, sleepers and whatnot. So it's like, oh, buy their rookie cards, buy their autographed rookie cards, buy their graded cards. So that's how I got back into the hobby back in 2015.
So when you got back into it, compared to like 2015 to now, what did you start out with? Like, what was your best card then, and like, what's one of your best cards now?
Honestly, the chase back in 15, I remember, was Karl Anthony Towns. And my goal was my favorite set, once I started, buying boxes and singles, was actually Gold Standard. So I think the fuel that got me to where I'm at right now was 2015-16 Gold Standard, which I'm very disappointed that Panini America does not make a single standalone project like they used to. They put it in Chronicles.
Yeah, it's in Chronicles.
I basically ruined it, but I remember my first single that I bought, which was, I think it was like $300. It was a Karl Anthony Towns Gold Standard RPA 2-color patch, numbered to 25, and I was trying to go after. There was 3 RPAs they made that year to 25: a single swatch, a double swatch, and a triple swatch. So those are the ones that I was chasing.
Is that card even worth $300 anymore?
Yeah,
give or take, maybe.
You know what? Yeah, give or take. $200-300.
I figured.
But now it's like these days, it's either national treasures or Prism Gold or bust.
And then back then you weren't buying any Prism shit, right? Nobody gave a fuck about Prism.
The only time I bought Prism was when
it
was in Target or Walmart, and whenever I went shopping with my wife, we rip like a box or two, and it's funny because looking back 6 years ago, that rookie class is nowadays is disgusting with Devin Booker and Jokic, and you had the Porzingis hype back then. But yeah, I mean, look at Jokic, Towns, Booker. I mean, D'Angelo Russell. I mean, so that's where it started. That's where I got back into it. I always collected cards in the 90s. I was a huge McGuire fan.
You just bought a nice Mac from me.
That's right. Thank you for that.
Big
nice
Mac.
shout out. Yeah. So there's a whole, they're finally bringing up the home run record again, the way Judge is tearing the cover off the ball. But I was like, you know what? McGuire's record for 2 years in a row, 65 and 70 back-to-back years, I think that record will probably never be broken again. So
I agree. I don't think Judge is going to break it, though, either.
No. I mean, what
not McGuire.
What do you think is the real record? Is it 73? Is it 61?
I think it's Bonds. I don't really care.
Yeah. I mean, I think you do have to say 73 because back then there was just as many pitchers on the Mitchell report than hitters. So it's like it's fair,
I mean, my point
pitchers
is...
taking steroids, hitters taking steroids, it's...
Still got to hit the fucking ball.
That's true. You do have to hit the ball, but if a pitcher's taking steroids and the hitter's on it, isn't it like fair game? I mean, I'm not encouraging it, but you can't lie. The numbers don't lie.
No, I think Bonds did things, steroids or not, that nobody will ever do again. I mean, I saw a stat the other day. Bonds has more intentional walks in his career than the Tampa Bay raised you as a franchise since they've came in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that year he had 73. What was his on-base percentage? Like 600?
Something crazy.
It wasn't just like the home runs. Like, he barely got pitched to. So, it was, like I said, it was a different era back then. You know, things were different.
I don't think Judge breaks a 61 this year.
I mean, he's got 51 now, right? How many games are left? 20? 30 games? He could. He could.
So they have a month. I think they have just about like 33 or 34
I think it's
left.
it'll depend if, you know, what the playoff scenario is like.
Well, they only have like a 6-game lead now. Oh, no, they won last night, so I think it's 7.
Yeah.
Their lead's not as big
I mean,
as it
he
was.
could. I mean, he can get close to 60 if he stays healthy. You know, because they have guys in their lap that, you know, they really don't want to pitch around. So, but I don't want to see him do it. I'm not a Yankee fan. So.
Neither am I. Obviously, I fucking hate the Yankees. I don't think people.
Sorry, Yankees fans.
But I don't think people realize, like, Judge is the only really, like, playmaker, hitter in that lineup right now. If he's not hitting, the team around him isn't going to come around and pick him up. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, Gleiber's in a slump. I mean, Stan's, like I said, that whole team is with injuries. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Aaron Hicks is awful. He's statistically the worst player in baseball this year.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
Oswaldo Peraza. Or no, Cabrera, whatever. Oswald Cabrera.
Baseball's looking good. I mean, you know, there's a lot of young guys. It should be a very competitive postseason as we wind down the regular season. Yes.
What's your prediction with that going on the postseason? Who gets further, the Yankees or the Mets?
I mean, if you had told me the Braves would have won the World Series last year, it's just like,
nah.
It could be like, you know, you get like a team that just gets hot. I mean, is it? I think it's got to. It's going to be tough in the National League. You know, I mean, I think the American League, the past easier. I'm hoping Houston. I want to see.
So I want to see Verlander win another one. Verlander's going to run away with the Cy Young.
Did he just get hurt? My brother mentioned that.
Yeah, he was covering a base. It was a calf thing. He's only going to miss his one start, I think.
Okay. All right.
No, but Verlander's going to run away with the Cy Young.
You have to tip your cap to him.
39 years old.
What if a team like St. Louis gets in? I mean, they're going to get in probably because, you know, but it's like, yeah, guys like Verlander and Pujols and what a franchise, what a storied franchise that is, you know. They're always there year after year. It's respect, you know. They know what they're doing, you know.
So what if you had to make a prediction? World Series, who's playing in the World Series?
You know, I'm gonna go Dodgers, and I'm gonna go Dodgers and Astros. I think it's gonna be a Dodgers Astros World Series.
I'm hoping for Mets Astros. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool.
You know, the Mets, they'll be there. They'll probably play for the pennant, but I just think like they're cursed.
It's a different. I feel like it's a different feeling this year for them. I'm not a Mets fan, but I've always kind of rooted for them because I love Syndergaard and he's not there anymore. But I think they have a different feel. I think the fans feel that as well. And the whole trumpet thing with Edwin Diaz, I feel like there's just a different feeling in Flushing.
You know, I don't know. They have obviously the pitching, but I think their hitters are just way too streaky. And I think Scherzer gives up too many home runs. He's a great pitcher, but I just think in the
so does Verlander. That's what Verlander gives up.
He's just going to give up too many home runs, and I think their bats are not going to be I mean, Alonso's in a slump right now. Lindor is in a slump. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on the Mets. I would love to see them win the World Series. But I think they're cursed. I think the year to win it was back in 2016, and unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So,
fun fact: Syndergaard had the only Mets win in that World Series. So Syndergaard,
I did not know. That's a good one.
He has a World Series win.
Yeah.
So I can't say he didn't do well in the postseason. Got a World Series win. That's a little different.
That's true.
All right, so we got Astros, Dodgers, right?
Yeah. I'm going to say the Astros and Dodgers, even though I'm actually secretly hoping for a Mets-Yankees Subway Series, and I would love to see the Mets beat them, but I think it's going to be the Dodgers.
What about MVPs? I think Judge pretty much has it locked up, but I think it will be a little closer than people think because Ohtani's pitching this year has been way better than last year.
Yeah.
And if he goes on a tear, is that 29 home runs? If he gets up to like 45, hits like 16 in a month,
absolutely,
I think it'll be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Ohtani's stats compared to last year, especially hitting, they're down, but it's just like he almost has like 30 homers. Mike Trout's been, in and out of the lineup X amount of games. His pitching has just been phenomenal. He's lost a lot of games too, 1-0, 2-0. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Judge's award to lose at this point. But,
What about the NL? Goldie, Arenado.
I think it's Goldschmidt. I think it's Goldschmidt. I think it's very easy, that one. I mean, he may win the Triple Crown. The last time I checked, he was like leading the league in like 3 out of like 5 categories. You know, he was up there, top 10 in every category. You know, how does that Cardinals franchise go after Goldschmidt, get his ass in his career years. Arenado's as consistent as they come, and they go out. You know what I mean? They that franchise knows what they're doing. I would not count them out.
Those two guys in the hobby too are severely undervalued.
What about Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year?
That could be. Well, AL it's J-Rod. J-Rod's
Witt's having just as good as yours.
That's it's. I know
the home runs. He's like 3 or 4 off at this point, but.
Yeah, I think what J-Rod did at the home run derby, though, basically locked up the Rookie of the Year for him. But Witt's stats are not that far off.
I think the MLB is pushing J-Rod.
Yeah,
I don't
100%,
think
100%.
I don't. He's gonna win, even if Bobby Witt goes off to end the year. I still think J-Rod wins if statistically him and J-Rod are like even.
I think National League, my vote has to go to Michael Harris.
Michael Harris,
yeah.
Has been pretty
I think
good.
him and Strider. The 2 teammates.
Strider.
And maybe a co-Rookie of the Year in the National League. That's probably, I think, a little bit more closer than J-Rod and Witt.
J-Rod and Witt, I don't know. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
I got to look at their stats again, but last time I checked a few weeks ago, well, J-Rod just hit 2020. But I know Witt has, at this point, 18 home runs.
Has there been a rookie that's gone 30-30?
Probably.
Their first year?
I don't remember. At some point, probably.
That's a good question.
Off the top of my head, I don't really know.
Do you think there'll be another 40-40 player? Because Acuna was he wasn't like 1 stolen base away?
I think he was very close.
So freaking close.
It's
so tight.
He's having a shitty year too.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he had the most votes in the All-Star game. Doesn't make sense.
Bro, how does Acuna only have like how many home runs?
Maybe
like 10 home runs.
Yeah.
Like I think he's injured. I was watching the home run derby. His swing was so much different this year than last year. So, what else is going on, man? It's good to be in Matawan. It's good to be in my hometown.
Matawan.
Come to the shop like once a week.
Matawan, New Jersey.
I love this town.
I don't know. We got football season coming up. We got a bunch of shows coming up.
Yeah, the shows. I'm like, September is a very big month in the hobby, especially in the Northeast.
We got Dallas. You're not going to Dallas, but Dallas is next week. The week after that, there's Freehold, I Play America show. Nothing crazy.
Show. Yeah,
but it's a
bigger
lot.
There is a lot of high end there though.
Yeah, so that show's good.
You guys want to come out to Freehold to the show? Didn't Bernie say he's bringing his J-Rod Super to pair with his Tatis Super?
Yeah, the Tatis. And then the week after that, we have Philly. So
I love that show. That's probably my favorite show.
That's
outside of the National, I think that's my favorite show.
I agree. That's my favorite show in the country. I've been telling people for years.
Show.
Why? The Philly show also moved to a bigger venue.
They did.
So
it's at the same place it was when the casino got flooded, right?
Yeah, when they renovated it.
Yeah, that's a nice venue. It's nice and modern.
We're gonna be doing a trade night too. So.
Oh, at the where's the trade night gonna be held at? At the casino?
I don't have the details yet, but we're working on it.
Hopefully the casino, so everybody can throw the dice and
It's most likely gonna be at the casino.
So I can throw the dice with Palumbo.
We're gonna do it at the casino. We don't know where in the casino yet, but it will be at the casino. So the show goes until what, 5? So we'll probably start trade night at 6 because the casino is about 10 minutes from the show now.
Yeah.
So people can still go over there and it'll be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to that.
Guest lineup looks really nice for the Philly show. The Philly show is, I've been going to that show I think since I got back into the hobby.
And we only just started doing the trade. This is gonna be the third one that we're doing a trade night at. We sponsored the last 2. This one we're kind of taking over it and doing it for the most part. I've been talking with Joe and Paul from the Philly show, so they're actually gonna help us out a little bit this time. Email blast, all that, and we'll be set up, of course, both stores. So that'll be pretty dope.
That's right. No, the Philly show is it's you always have a good turnout.
I tell people it's well ran. I think it's one of the best ran shows in the country. You never have to guess where you're set up. You pretty much know where everything is.
Correct.
And at this venue, load in and load out is going to be easier. Instead of going down the ramp or up the elevators, just in and out, go to your table. That's pretty much it.
I know Beckett's going to be there doing RCR. I think PCA will be there. But yeah, the Philly show has always been like one of my favorite shows. I like that it's only an hour and 15 away.
And this
nice
Freehold
area.
Well, no, now it's like an hour and a half. It's a little further.
Yeah.
But the Freehold show, this is the third one we're going to be doing, right? Third?
I think so, yes.
So third one of Freehold, I Play America. like I said, it's a good show for like what Jersey is.
I think there's a lot of high end. It's really nice for. I mean, I know Nick Tucker sets up. Bernie, the promoter of the show, he's walking around. There's definitely a lot of high end there. I know PSA Al sits up there.
It's almost too close, like for us not to go. It's 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's right down Route 9. No,
exactly.
I'd have to. And it's Friday night. I love the Friday shows. Good way to start the weekend by going to a show on Friday night.
I agree. And then, I'll be at Dallas next week. So here's my schedule for the next month. I'm gonna let you guys know because people always ask. I got to do another show edit. So this weekend's Labor Day weekend. Nothing really going on.
Yeah. Holiday weekend is like when the hobby takes off.
So we're gonna relax, party a little bit.
Rip some optic.
Might go to AC, make the return.
Oh, okay.
I don't really gamble, but I still love AC. HQ, great spot. After that, I'm flying to LA Monday.
Oh,
I got something big coming up. I'm going to LA Monday.
That sounds pretty big.
To meet Mike Trout.
Oh shit!
I'm going, and what's even
You're
better
gonna go fishing? Oh shit!
What's even better is
you hear what this guy just said? He's gonna meet Mike Trout.
So here's the thing. I'm flying to LA Monday. I'm also gonna go to the game, and you know who they're playing?
Tigers.
They're playing the fucking Detroit Tigers.
Oh,
baby.
let's fucking go!
I haven't seen the Tigers all season because they suck.
The first time you're seeing them this year?
Yeah, the first time
I'm
seeing them this
year.
year.
All right.
Well, here's the thing. The Angels obviously suck. I mean, they have Ohtani and Trout, great players. The Tigers don't really have any great players. They have Baez, who's been dog shit this year.
Riley Green's been dog shit.
No. Riley Green's been done.
That freaking power, man. Though I mean, it's just they've been a disappointment. I think there's a difference between dog shit.
You've seen the home runs he's hit. They've been bombs.
Yeah, they have.
He hit a fucking 450-foot bomb off Ohtani.
I thought he was going to be closer to 15 or 20 this year, though.
Like, he got called up with 2 months left in. He's only been up for a month.
Yeah.
Well, he's only
you mean Torque, or are you talking about Riley?
Riley Green. Yeah. He's only been up for a month.
I thought he got called up like a month into the season.
No, he was hurt. Remember, he broke his hand.
Right.
They didn't call him up.
Maybe
they let him turn around in the minors for a little bit.
What about Torque? You're holding him still?
Well, yeah, I still like him. They called up Riley Green and Torkelson. They were there together for a little bit, and Torkelson didn't turn. Well, first two games he was hitting very well. I thought Riley Green being there, making him more comfortable or something. Didn't happen. Riley Green. Yeah. Well, no, he didn't get hurt. He didn't. Torkelson, no. He went down.
No, Riley Green got hurt once after Torkelson got called up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's only played like 30 or 40 games. Not a lot at all. He's been up for a little over a month. So at the end of this season, he'll have 60, 70 MLB games, which isn't much.
No, it's
not.
I
think he'll be around 8 home runs. He's going to hit around 250. And his defense has been way better than expected. He's making like web gems and every day. And he's been playing a way better center field than everybody's thought.
Maybe
helps.
they shouldn't have make him they shouldn't have put him in the leadoff spot. I think it's a lot of pressure to just throw someone out there.
I think they're just seeing what they have with him for now.
Okay.
Because Miggy, here's the thing with Miggy. I'll actually get to see him play, but right now he's only starting. He's only playing in the first game of the series because he's been hurt. I don't know. I love Miggy, but he's got one more year. He's at 505 home runs. I don't even know if he's going to pass fucking Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield has 509 home runs. Yeah. You'd fucking think he could hit 5 more home runs.
Same thing with Pujols.
Yeah, but Pujols...
He thinks he's going to... Was he 6 away from the 700 now?
Yeah. I think he'll do it.
That guy's a machine, dude.
But let me get back to what I'm doing this week.
Oh, yeah. Talk about Tell me about like the whole...
So I can't give away a ton of the details, but me and Mike Trout made a deal.
You made a deal.
We made a deal. I didn't talk directly.
What does that mean, you made a deal with him?
I purchased a card from Mike Trout. It was brokered by a buddy, Billy, Simply High End.
Okay.
I can't give away too many of the details, but I bought a very nice card that I think has potential. I'm going to go to the game to pick it up from him. I get to meet him, obviously.
Okay.
Be pretty cool. And it just so happens, like I said, they're playing the Tigers, so that'll be fucking dope. Get to see, 2 of the greatest players in baseball. And
I want a photo with Miggy, dude. That needs.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. But that'll be pretty awesome. So I'm going to be out there for a few days. I'm going to pretty much see the entire series.
Okay.
That Tuesday, I'm also going to go to PSA and do some content with them.
That's right, because it's right there.
Because I am certified PSA dealer, and that just reminded me, get your cards in for PSA sub 32. Any category
I think
from
I have
value
a
to
90%
express.
gem rate with Tyler and his gang. His
Doug does
guys
very well.
have the best service. They get your cards in 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I've had, his turnaround times on like value subs are like a month, and I've never seen that before. So keep subbing with Santiago Sports 100%.
We have a very good relationship with PSA, which is why I'm going out there, because everybody that works at
awesome.
PSA is pretty nice people.
They're in Newport Beach.
Yeah, they're over there.
South
They're not
LA.
too far.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to PSA Tuesday. Wednesday I go to some shops. Probably stop at Burbank at some point.
Awesome.
Go hang out with Mitch, Bullpen Burbank with Billy.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'll even go to the fucking beach out there. I really don't know. Maybe I'll go
Go
to
to
Hollywood
beach?
for a day. I don't really know what I'm doing out there yet,
No.
other than PSA and going to the
Okay.
games.
Is this your first time in Cali?
No, it was my second time. I went for the
Okay.
All-Star game.
That's
Remember?
Right. Oh, that's right. That's right.
So after
That
that,
was an experience.
yeah,
going
Thursday I'm flying to Dallas, so I'll be at Dallas Thursday and Friday.
on. Okay.
That'll be fun. Dallas
Yeah.
Car Show, great show. I'll only be there for one
Yeah.
night, 2 days. So I'm setting
That's
up for
right.
those 2 days. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then flying back Friday night. I have a hotel in the city because I bought a Topps Stadium Club members only Derek Jeter
Oh.
event. Only 40 invitations. I bought one of them, so I'm going to be meeting Derek Jeter Saturday, September 10th.
Are you gonna
There's
say you're infamous?
He's overrated.
Damn right.
You can't
Damn
just-
right.
you-
He is overrated.
Yeah, but you
He
can't.
is, I'm
You
sorry.
can't just come
Yeah.
out and say. I can't just come out and say
No,
like, "Oh man,
no.
you're overrated." That's fucking disrespectful. I'll get kicked out
That's
of the
true.
fucking event.
That's true. That's true. He is overrated though.
But yeah, I respect him. He was a good player. I don't think he was great, but I respect him.
yeah, I respect.
Everyone has their
LeBron
own
James,
fucking opinions, but do you think Derek Jeter really gives
Yeah.
a fuck what I think?
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't.
The fuck
He
does he
doesn't.
care?
He doesn't.
But anyways, going to meet Jeter.
That's awesome,
There's a
though.
breakfast, Q&A breakfast with Jeter from 8 to 10 a.m.
Get some top swag.
I don't even know. Well, yeah, we got a Jeter goodie bag. Who knows what's going to be in there? Jeter goodie bags could have anything from Rolex to who knows. That'd be fucking dope. So I'm doing that, and we get tickets to the game after. There's a suite. We got all you can eat food in the
There you
suite.
go.
But they're playing the Rays, so I'll probably stay for a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
give two fucks about the Yankees and
Yeah.
Rays, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it's still cool. I told myself after I went to the Soto Transcendent event, I'd never miss another Topps event. So I
Yeah.
got the ticket like 2
I
weeks
remember
ago.
that last year. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I bet
Soto
you
was
that
cool.
Yeah, that was epic.
And then after that, I think Saturday night or Sunday morning, this part of the trip I didn't book yet, but I think I'm going to fly to Detroit for the season opener. They play the Eagles. And then, right, I'm going to be in Detroit for a day or two. Monday, the Tigers are back home, and I've never been to a game at Comerica, so I'll go see
you
them
have
there.
to go.
So I think that's what I'm doing.
That sounds like a very nice week plan to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to book that part of the trip. That's what I got.
Tyler's going to be on the road for like 2 weeks nonstop. It's busy season.
It's like a week and a half. I've never really done a trip like that, and I feel like I deserved. I've just been fucking
Absolutely.
nonstop
You
grinding
have
with the
to.
shop and everything.
Yeah.
Casey and Justin, they can handle it. They'll be all right.
Absolutely.
Casey and J Cords.
Casey's ripping. Hopefully someone's ripping a box of Select.
Yeah, I don't know what anyone's ripping right now. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be a fun trip. Like I said, Philly's coming up, Freehold.
A lot
and
of card
then-
shows in September, and before you know, it's crazy how fast time goes by. Before you know it, we'll be talking, about friggin' the holidays and shit like that, and you're prepping already for the Nationals. So.
I know what you might be excited for this year for the holidays. Black Friday, the commercial. I got the third commercial this year.
No shit.
Remember the Black Friday commercials?
Yes.
Yeah, I got to do another one of those.
Oh, okay.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of shows coming up. Other than that, we got
Yeah.
football season coming up. I think the Lions are going to be all right. I want to talk about the Lions for a minute because I know you know a bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all the other fucking stupid teams after that. But all I care about is the Detroit Lions.
That's right.
They're on Hard Knocks. Dan Campbell, I'd fucking murder someone for Dan Campbell. That guy's great. I actually got suspended on Instagram for saying I would kill someone for Jamal Williams because he
What
had a
the-
nice little speech.
what was that
That's
whole-
bullshit. That's fucking stupid. I don't care.
There's
Like I would actually kill someone for him.
this
No.
whole woke thing, and
Yeah, right. Freedom of speech is gone.
that's
First
how it
Amendment,
is.
right? You
Yep.
can't say what you think anymore. You're
Especially
fucking.
in the hobby.
But anyways, Detroit Lions.
Okay,
they
let's
have
hear
the 5th easiest schedule based on
You don't
schedule
realize
strength from last
what
year.
how that really helps too to
Yep.
have a favorable schedule.
So they do have a favorable schedule, 5th easiest based on last year's opponents' records.
Yeah.
So that helps. They revamped the offense.
Okay.
Jameson Williams isn't going to miss the first 4 weeks, so he's on IR, but he will play.
Okay.
So he's going to miss the first 4 games. But we signed DJ Chark. DeAndre Swift's healthy. We have a good backup running back in Jamal Williams.
He's very solid.
Hawkinson's healthy. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Quintez Cephas is healthy.
It's all bad.
And the offensive line is top 5 in football as well. And that's a fact. It's been ranked as that by many sources.
You can't go wrong with that.
Jared Goff is another thing that I want to talk about here is because I'm not really a Jared Goff fan. I respect him. He took a team to a Super Bowl.
That's true.
But last year he started out, he was fucking awful. I hated Jared Goff at the beginning of the year.
He did have a very, very bad start.
Then towards the end of the year, a couple people started getting hurt, and then this guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, comes out of nowhere. Starts getting the ball. They're like, feed fucking St. Brown.
Correct.
And he kind of turned it around for Goff. And that's all he really had. I mean, we had Kadero Hodge and Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, guys you've never even heard of.
Yeah.
But St. Brown ended the year with 7 games of 7 catches, 7 receptions or more, and 90 yards. So
solid.
I think this year he has more opportunity to spread the ball. He ended the year on a good note, and I feel like their culture is going to change. So they were 3-13-1 last year. This year, I'd bet my life, I would bet $100,000 that the Lions win at least 6 games. No doubt about it. 7 and 8 games, that's where I get a little iffy. A lot of people are high on them and think they win 9.
Their goal I think, is to go at least 500, especially in that division. I wouldn't
2
count.
dubs against the Bears, easy.
Yeah.
Vikings are going to be tough.
mean,
I think they go 3-3 in the division. I think they beat the Packers once. They usually beat the Packers once a year.
I could see them winning at least 6 to 7 games.
I think 6 is a guarantee.
Yeah.
I think 7 to 8 is not.
You got to
get
get that first week W though. That's
they
what
play the
sets
Eagles, which is a tough game, but I also think
I think it's winnable.
Week 1, anything can any given Sunday, anything can happen. But week 1 is like you don't know much, man. You're basing it off preseason of guys who aren't really playing, so it'll be.
There's a lot of big week 1 games.
So my prediction, final prediction right here for the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a conservative 7 wins.
Okay.
And 10 losses. I think that would be nice.
That's respectable, at least. I mean, it depends on who they beat too. If they're in games, you don't want to see them get blown out.
That's the thing. Last year they only got blown out twice. Last year they were in every single game, but 2 or 3.
That's what you want to see. As a coach, you don't want to see.
They had 7 games decided by 1 score or less. I mean, if they win those 7 games, they're 10-6-1. They make the playoffs in the NFC. You know, if you can win 1-score games, you make the playoffs almost every year. The teams with the best records in close games win.
Should we mention the whole Kellen
Mond? Kellen Mond and Ian Book. That's kind of brutal. That's one thing in the hobby that's like kind of weird.
With Mond.
So what was Casey saying before? He said the only people pushing Kellen Mond are people who own his cards, pumping up. No?
100%, 1,000%. People were moving the NTs. I don't even know what they were going for, but I mean they went from like 500 to like $3,000.
Yeah, 2-3 grand.
Yeah, and like after 1 week, and that's insane. And
I mean, I
now
think
that he's not even, he's not even on the team. It's
the Browns
Ian
signed
Book.
The Browns signed Mond, and the Eagles picked up Book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they're both not really good quarterbacks, but I think the people who are getting butthurt about pumping Mond and being like, I made money off him. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but you still look kind of shady and look like an idiot for pumping someone who you know is not good, but you're just trying to get rid of the card. Like that's,
well, that's there's too many salespeople in this hobby right now. Or crazy hobby, especially with the high end. It's so freaking volatile.
Oh, we just had a grade an order pop, PSA pop.
Oh, which one?
Let me check. You keep talking. I'm gonna check. I bet it's economy 27.
But no, I know a lot of people have gotten burnt selling stuff on eBay with returns over Kellen Mond. A lot of people are making fun of the people trying to return stuff now, and it's just, well, you bought the card. You shouldn't, you bought the card.
Economy for sub 30 that we dropped off to the National.
Nice.
95
like
cards.
A month and like what?
So
a week ago?
Date entered was 7/25. What's today's date?
The 31st.
Yeah, the fucking month.
A month. Get your cards into the next sub.
That's
I know
quick.
I have a couple.
A month for economy, guys? Come on.
$50?
I can't guarantee they'll keep coming back that fast, but we've been treated pretty good by PSA.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Kellen Mond, Ian Book, pretty garbage.
Yeah.
You know, they could get a chance somewhere and go off, but
Yeah.
odds are stacked up against them. Not a good look. I mean, obviously, if you thought they were good, they wouldn't. If they were good, if the teams that they were on thought they were good, they wouldn't get released. Because at a minimum, they'd be third string.
I mean, I know football's coming up, but I can't wait until basketball. There's so many young stars in the game. I can't wait until preseason starts. You know, I was into summer league last month. You know.
Do you think the East is going to be a little bit better this year if the Nets are healthy?
Yes. I think the entire league will be, both conferences will be much more competitive. Obviously,
is Kevin Durant done?
Yes.
Just he never wins another championship.
Yes, I don't see him winning another championship. LeBron James, not going to happen.
Done.
I don't see it happening. No.
I think the Lakers are fucked.
They're too. I don't even know if the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. Never mind, win a championship.
I mean, that hurts LeBron not even making the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Well, how many points is he away from Kareem's record? He's just playing to stat pad. He wants to play with his sons, but I just don't see his body holding up for another 3 or 4 years. Did you see that story the other day? He wanted to play, I think, another 4 or 5 years, and they were talking about him going to Oklahoma because they have like all their draft picks. That's nuts. Can you imagine him being around for another 4 or 5 years? I
could definitely imagine it. I feel like obviously his body's probably a little beat up, but I feel like it's in better shape than we think.
True. Like Tom. Oh, yeah, it's true. Same thing with Tom Brady.
He's probably doing some crazy shit we never fucking heard of, like Brady was doing.
Yeah, they have their routines, man.
Guy's a freak of nature.
Yeah,
I mean, I think LeBron. I don't think he plays 4 or 5 more years. I think he plays like 3.
You think so?
In between 2
when
and 3.
When is his first son coming in?
What
year?
He's got at least 2 more years.
So it's 23.
Because he's a freshman. So he's got to be at least a junior now to commit, right?
Correct.
To get into the draft.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a freshman this year. So he's got to wait at least 3 years.
3 years, wow.
He's got to get through 2 more seasons.
I'll say.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for my guy Sekou to get a chance again. I got fucked on Sekou.
Sekou, what team is he on now?
He's not even in the G League. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
God, I remember
the dude's still like 22 years old.
I thought he had talent too. I did. Like he did.
Don't know.
He was a permanent monster when he played. Sekou Dimboya, where are you?
He had a couple really good games and he never really got a chance after Detroit.
Yeah.
Once Dwayne Casey said we don't want you, he got traded to 3 different teams and he never really played.
Yeah.
That kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of worthless Sekous.
Yeah. You giving up for Cade, man? Looking up those box scores to see Cade dropping 30 on a daily basis.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. The Pistons. I think the Pistons shake up the East a little bit. I think they're the youngest.
They are a solid squad.
I think they're one of the youngest teams in the Eastern Conference.
They just got to stay healthy.
I think they have one player who's older than 30, which I think is Olynyk, and I think he just turned 30.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is,
healthy starting 5. I mean, if Ivy pans out, they'll have a solid 1-2, backcourt.
Look, here's the way I look at it. You got 3 guys that could take over a game any fucking night.
That's true.
Cade, Sadiq, and Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Ivy, we haven't seen in the NBA yet, but any 3 of those guys could go off and erupt for 40, 50 points.
Cade's definitely the real deal. But yeah, that Eastern Conference is going to be a hell of a lot more competitive. I mean, it last year was very competitive, but
it's weaker than the West.
If Brooklyn stays healthy, Atlanta, I think, got better. That was a huge ad.
With
DeJounte Murray. I thought that was the steal of the offseason. DeJounte Murray his stats were ridiculous last year. He got no love. Guy averaged like 28 and like 7, and shot like 50% from the field as a point guard. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited just for the upcoming NBA season. The amount of young stars in the game today, it's crazy, So I got to go to a couple of basketball games this year.
So last year the Pistons obviously sucked, but Cade was playing.
I remember that towards the end of the season.
I went to a game.
You ripped a box too.
I sat courtside at fucking Little Caesars Arena for $207. Included in that, you go down to a fucking
like 20 grand here.
Yeah. For New York, forget it. We played the Knicks that game too.
That's right.
But I pulled not a Cade auto, but a Cade patch to 35 out of Inception.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously would have loved an auto, but a nasty Cade, and that's PC for life.
Yeah, right in the arena. Yeah,
but
that's cool.
For $207 sitting courtside. There's also a little you get to the club level, you get free food and free drinks, not mixed drinks, but like beer and shit.
Damn.
I was like, dude, this is the life. So I want to go to the season opener.
Who are they playing in the season opener?
I believe the Thunder.
Oh shit, Giddy. Oh, that would have been dope if Chet was playing.
Fuck.
I'll go with you, man.
I think it was the Thunder or the Grizzlies. It was one of those younger teams.
Oh, you can't go wrong with those two teams.
But realistically, this year, I think for the Pistons, they go 500.
Yeah, that should be their goal.
500, give or take, which is definitely a huge
Maybe
improvement.
make the play-in, go for the play-in tournament.
I think they make the playoffs. 500 team. I think that's.
Yeah, then they go 500. They'll be probably like a 7 or 8 seed.
Well, think about it. They got a deep, deep big men too.
They do.
Durant, who we stole when we traded up.
Absolutely.
And Isaiah Stewart's like they call him Ben Wallace 2.0.
I hope Beef Stew breaks out this year. I have him in my dynasty league. I traded for him last year. I was.
He's a guy that could average 15 and 12, 15 points a game.
I thought he
and
would
12,
score more.
15 boards even.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need to score.
That's true.
And another sleeper.
Working on corner 3.
You used to ask me about Killian Haze. You like Killian Haze? I don't love Killian Haze, but he's a good facilitator.
He's a perfect point guard for the second unit.
Yep.
I don't think he's got.
People thought he was a scorer. He never was a scorer.
No,
he's a facilitator.
He averaged like 11 or 12 points in the playing overseas.
Yeah, I think he averages like 8-9 points a game. I think
no, he definitely has to break. He has to break out this year. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I
and we have a
they'll
deep
be fun
bench.
to watch. Yeah, they'll be solid. But no, I think. What do you think about the overall state of the market now compared to what it was? Let's just say at the National, like even a month ago. Do you think it's
a month ago?
You think it's
compared
more?
To now?
You think it's hotter? You think it's about the same? Because I know. I mean, you've seen it. There was a lot of volatility on like the high end stuff from January to February to like May and June. Like a lot of stuff came down, and that scared the shit out of me. Well, it didn't scare the shit out of me, but how fast it came down.
I feel like the market always starts to uptick towards the end of summer and the beginning of fall.
I think the best time for the market, for what I've seen, is like post Thanksgiving till like the beginning of spring, because that's when it's winter. Most people are indoors.
Well, also football.
Correct.
Baseball's in the playoffs. Football's back. Basketball's starting.
Yeah.
You got all those. Hockey's back.
Yeah.
Not that I really care about hockey that much, but I mean all 4 major sports are back, and that's why that Chantilly show in October is usually the best one, because it's one of the only big shows that goes on all year round.
Yeah, you have
all 4 sports going
that's
on.
Right. Yeah,
the big 4 at least.
Yeah.
Fuck F1. But anyways.
Are you staying up at Chantilly?
Yeah, like I said, the same guys that run the Philly show also run Chantilly.
Okay.
So that'll be dope.
Yeah, I saw Akeem was going to be signing at that one. They have a good.
They always have a good line.
Yeah, they always have a good line.
I usually get to do some awesome content there.
Yeah.
I like that show.
That's the first week in October. Yeah, so you go right from September into October. That's a nice show. I think I want to go down to that one.
Yeah, I think opening night is when. Opening night isn't until October, I thought.
For what?
I think basketball, is it? It's
So
September.
I think it was mid-October.
Yeah,
last
mid-October.
year.
I think
weird. It used to be the end, like Halloween.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think they bumped it up like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what happens when you have 2 fucking games between every NBA Finals game, or 2 days. That's ridiculous. Or 3 days sometimes, right?
That first round series should not be 7 games. Like,
no.
And there isn't. I mean, the play-in tournament. It's.
Well, you know what I watched?
There's some things that they've done that have been good, but some rules they've just, I don't know where the commissioner got it with these things.
Well, you know what I watched last night that makes me think about like the playoffs and everything? I watched Untold Stories, Tim Donaghy, the referee that bet on shit.
Ooh,
and
how was that?
It was great. There's like the whole conspiracy that the NBA shushed it before it got anything.
I'm not surprised.
Got any further. I'm not shocked either.
Yeah,
because if that goes to trial or something, then the NBA is blown up.
Yeah, there won't be an NBA.
There's no.
I think the ABA or FIBA would be the new.
Well, one thing that he said that I thought was interesting is, he goes, look, the playoffs, do you really think they want people to fucking go in there and sweep and gentlemen sweep? No, man. Do you know how many games? He goes, they wanted 6-7 games, man. That's $10 million a game that they're missing out on.
Absolutely.
Do you think they'd ever go back to 5 games? No. That's potentially, God, $100 million between, 2 games per series. What, 4 series, 6 series per whatever.
Money and revenue talks when it comes to all these,
all the big sports.
So I
don't think it'll ever happen.
I don't think so either.
And I also do think the NBA does push certain players. I think the MLB is doing it right now with J-Rod. J-Rod's a great guy. I love him, 100%. But I mean,
well, they had to. What happened with Tatis?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be him, but he couldn't have fucked that up more.
He's an idiot. I'm sure he's a good dude, but he's just stupid for that shit.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
hear
know.
he was supposed to have surgery today, and he had to cancel it because he was sick or something. I was like, oh man, nothing's going right for this dude.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
You ready? This time next year,
Okay.
after the National, how do you think the hobby is? Fanatics is around. I bet you by next year, Fanatics buys Panini. Everybody knows about it next year. What do you think happens?
Well, there was a rumor that Topps may not come out with a Bowman draft product this year.
That sucks.
Which would make sense because they're not releasing Bowman Chrome. Bowman Chrome, even during the pandemic, always came out like the first or second week in September. This year, it's not coming out until the end of November. And draft usually comes out the second or third week in December. So, yeah, I think that...
Doug loves Bowman, by the way.
I'm a big prospect guy.
But you kind of toned down with the prospects, no?
I did a lot. Actually, I'm not going to say I toned down, but I moved a lot of my prospect stuff in April before the season started, and I got very, very lucky because it seems the overall baseball market has tanked.
Unless it's a fucking 52-man.
Unless you have an Aaron Judge or, an Aaron Judge Bowman Chrome or, like a 52-man, which I believe everyone has one now. It's like the new 86 Jordan. Like, why are like cards worse? Why are these mounts worth so much when everyone literally has one now? It's the same thing with the 86 Fleers. It's like another pump and dump.
Well,
but no, getting back to your question, yeah, I think it will be, I think next year we will start to see, the whole Fanatics takeover. I guess we'll see. I just hope they do not print as many sets as the current Topps and Panini do, because there's way too many products.
I hope not either.
When I got back into the hobby in 15, I think there was 10 new releases a year. Now it's got to be closer to 30. It's almost like one every week, every other week. It's nuts. How do you expect people to spend $500 on, week after week after new release? It's
well, another thing is I think this year football products start to go down because of draft class. There's not that it sucked, but there's no big money in the quarterbacks this year. You got Kenny Pickett.
Everyone has their money invested in the quarterbacks over the last 2 or 3 years between Josh Allen and Herbert and Burrow.
I feel like basketball though is going to be better because 100%. That draft class is better.
100%. 100%.
That's what I think.
I think there'll be more competition in basketball, and I think there's a decent amount of guys.
Because I don't think there's a clear cut. There's not a clear cut guy that's going to be the top seller in this draft class as bad like Holmgren, Ivy, and all them.
Well, now with Holmgren, he kills. That's going to kill that product. I don't know. Yeah, I think this year's basketball draft.
LeBron's ending careers before they even start, huh? He broke it guarding him. You know that?
Yeah, I saw the replay. I mean,
didn't look bad.
I don't know why they stopped that game. I think before that moment because there was like condensation or moisture on the court inside of a high school gym. I mean, listen, I know I'm not saying people, these athletes shouldn't play outside, their contracts or whatever. But why are you going to be playing in a high school gym that has like moisture on the floor? It's like you're asking for trouble. But that was a devastating blow for the Thunder, though. I'm a big Josh Giddey fan. I was so looking forward to seeing their big three with Giddey, Shai, and Holmgren. Giddey throwing up alley-oops to Holmgren. It's not,
Twin Towers.
Yeah, it sucks, but injuries happen, and I don't know. I mean, rumors were they were tanking anyway to get that dude from, what's his name? Womb. He's got a weird name. He's supposed to be like the next like Shaq.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll see. I want to ask you before we wrap up, is there any card in there that you want to show that people don't see a lot? Like, what's your favorite card in that box?
In my like personal collection now that it has like probably like 20 cards, without a doubt is my 9/5/10 Wilt Chamberlain Epic Signature. My father figure growing up was a diehard Lakers fan. Jerry West, met Jerry West a bunch of times, has game used jersey. He basically taught me about the history of the NBA. Watched all the VHS tapes back from, the 60s and 70s. While he was watching, I was watching, all those tapes of Jerry West. He was telling me about Wilt. Told me how he scored 100 points in the game, and The one thing that I loved about Wilt that basically made me a really big fan of him was he always told it. He always told it how it is, almost some ways like Isaiah Thomas did.
Mm-hmm.
He basically, when someone asked Wilt Chamberlain a question, I think it was after one of Michael Jordan's championships. They asked Wilt Chamberlain, who do you think is Michael Jordan like the greatest player ever? And he's like fuck no, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody changed the rules for him for what he did. I mean, the NBA changed its rules for Wilt Chamberlain. There's no friggin' three-point line back then. Him, Bill Russell, all the guys in the 60s and 70s. He always he was honest about everything. That's what I loved about him. And this set, I mean, out of 1999 Upper Deck Century Legends, this set came out, I think, maybe 2 or 3 months after he died, because he died in September of 1999. So he only has, there's rumors, like between 500 and 550 on-card autographs from 2 sets. I personally like the badass photo in this set with the old school black and white photo of him when he was on the Lakers. I believe that was 71, 72. I think that record will never be broken, that professional sports team record. 33 straight wins for a professional sports team. That's never going to be broken again. Hockey, you think it's not going to happen in hockey. It's not going to happen in baseball. It's not going to happen in football. You got to go 2 years without winning. So yeah, and the reason I just picked up this card at the National. I actually had a 910 of this, but I upgraded it. I found one with a really nice bold blue autograph that I just needed to have, so I moved my 910 in order to get into this bad boy. So yeah, this card's probably coming to the coffin with me. I love it. So that's probably my best.
What's that worth?
I would say, I mean, there's only.
If you're putting that up on Golden or PWCC, what do you think it goes for?
It's a Pop 17. I think it'll go for around 25,000.
25K?
Yeah. Maybe. Like I said, the autos on these are very tough. Most of these autos are faded. They're black. They're starting to turn like, light black, light blue. So it's probably like a $25,000 card.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, it's come to that time of the night where we got to wrap it up. But is there anything else you want to say to the people out there? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Spalding's Finest on the hat. Yeah, I've had this hat for probably like 5 years now. I wear it like, maybe a couple times a year. I don't even think I wear it at the National this year.
No, I didn't see it. You wear the Bowman hat.
Yeah, I wore the Bowman hat. But yeah, I just basically specialize in high-end, modern, baseball and basketball. Mainly baseball and basketball. And I like to binge once in a while at Tyler's shop because usually he has very fair prices. And he gets the releases on release day, so it's
Well, I also have good news. I just had someone swipe up on my story who works for Panini. I spy the kid crates. Gonna get you on board soon. Just waiting on the green light on my end.
There we go.
So we'll have shit before release day, but we can't sell it till release day. Well, that's fucking good news right there.
It's great news. But no, everyone into this crazy hobby of ours, just have fun with it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's not. I mean. To some people, it's a business. I understand that, but you should have fun doing it. Because sports are about fun. You should definitely have fun, and that's the most important part. I think is just to make memories, network, meet new people, and going to card shows are the best.
Well, I love what I do. It's obviously a business for me now, but
absolutely,
Doug, as you know,
exactly, you love what you do.
I love what I do, and I have I don't even know how much like shit is in my PC.
Yeah,
I have a huge PC.
Your PC is a lot bigger than a little carrying case.
I don't even know, man. I got a huge PC, but
can't wait to see your house. Whenever you get a house, you have like an entire floor dedicated to Detroit sports memorabilia.
Shit's gonna be a museum, and I'm gonna get someone to fucking film it on some TV show. So
you'll definitely be
one day. But other than that, if you guys like the podcast or have any questions, drop us a comment here. Make sure you follow Doug. We got 2 more episodes left in the season. This is episode 8. Get your PSA subs in with us. Follow us on Instagram. Approaching 35,000 followers. And we just hit 7K subs on YouTube.
Yeah, buddy.
So appreciate the support. And other than that,
have a good Labor Day weekend, guys.
Get fucked up. Summer's almost over.
Summer doesn't end until like October, man. In this area.
I guess
we have the ocean. We're lucky.
But that's all we got for you today, guys. So, Doug, thank you again.
Absolutely.
See you later.
Yeah.